You wanna press.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another hobby tip. So guys, what are we going to be looking at this hobby tip? Well, have you ever tried to get a really nice rusty, really nice dirty paint effect on your terrain or even on your vehicles? Well, I discovered a really easy one and it's really quick again and it looks quite nice. Essentially guys, I've been doing a lot of dead zone terrain and stuff recently with the whole dead zone project that I'm working on, and I wanted a really grimy, really rusty, kind of dirty look to it. So there's one little piece there. I've got another little piece here which is just like a singular wall going on, and I wanted it not to look pristine. I wanted it to look like it had been out in the elements for a long time. Here's another little piece like that. I'll do some more little bits on the dead zone terrain and stuff later on. I'll do like an own video on it, because let's face it, it's just terrain, guys. No one wants to see a massive, epic long video full of terrain. But guys, so how am I going to show you? Well, I'm going to show you on this little piece of terrain here, this rather odd piece of terrain going on here. This has been affectionately named the Bunny Hut by Mr. Pidge, because it's got ears and it looks like a bunny, and it's like pretty much a death trap if you go in there and something corners you. But anyway, so what you're going to do, you're going to paint it whatever colours you want. So I've gone for silver. I've got silver up here, I've gone for blue panel here, yellow panel here, and a yellow panel here. You're going to want to base coat it whatever you want, put the final colour on, and then you're going to want to just wash it with something black, just to darken up those edges and things. And then what we're going to do is we're going to simply hit it with an airbrush. Now, if you don't have an airbrush, you can use a large tank brush if you want. I'm going to be using my Patriot 105 here. And what we're going to do is we're going to be using some of the Vallejo Rust Wash. Now, this is really nice because it goes straight through an airbrush, and it's airbrush friendly as well. It's not going to clog your airbrush. It's not going to make it go all nasty and things like that. So, what we're going to do is we're going to literally just dump a little bit of this in here like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to spray it strategically. So as you can see, we've got some bare metal showing here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to spray some rust on here. We're going to spray some rust on there, all over like this. And then we're going to hit up these edges here like that. Now it doesn't matter if it goes down because we want this rust to actually dribble. I'm going to put some more down there. We're also going to put some on this corner going down here like that. On this corner here. Again, it doesn't matter how, you can do this pretty haphazardly. I'm going to put some here as well. I'm just going to age it a little bit by just lightly spraying it over here. Maybe put some more rust on the tops, on these like bunny ears as Pidge calls them, just because obviously they're bare metal, they would rust a little bit more. I'll put some more there like that. As you can see guys, it's already starting to look pretty rusty. In fact, what we're going to do as well, because we can, we're just going to spray a bunch in there just to use up the last little bits in the airbrush. So what we're going to do guys is we're going to leave this to dry and we're going to come back in a second. Okay guys, so now as you can see the wash has dried and it looks pretty nice. It's not so dry on this side because this side hasn't had the heater on it, but you got a little bit of rust going on there. So what we're going to actually do now is we're going to go in with some light put my teeth back in, some light rust wash from AK Interactive. Now this is wonderful. AK Interactive just makes such wonderful products. Now the only thing with this pot is that I actually I spilt a lot of it, so I've only got the dregs left, and in order to get it out I kind of have to use like a really long bit of sponge, because that's right guys, we're going to be sponging it on. So we're just going to get that in there. Oh yeah, euphemisms away. So now we've got a nice load on fuck. A nice load. Now we've got a nice load on our sponge. What we're going to do is we're just going to get rid of some of the excess, and we're going to go over just where, you know, some stuff is exposed, you know, some of the bare metal. I'm just going to dab away with our sponge. We're going to do some dabs here. Where the rust has gone a bit heavier, we're going to do some more dabs as well. There we go. We're going to put some up here as well. And literally, all you're doing is dabbing it on. Now the sponge, because it's using a sponge effect, it won't look like it's purposely placed. I'm going to put some more down here on the bottom. And there we go, and then we're going to flip it round to the edge, and we're going to add some here. Again guys, you can take a little bit more care of this. Just going to get some of that excess that I dabbed off before. I'm going to put some more down here. I'm just going to get it into the little nooks and crannies, the little crevasses. You can either dab it or you can swipe it about and it'll give you two different kind of effects. So I'll show you down here. That's a dab, that's a swipe. There we go. Let's get right deep into these crevasses as well. There we go. So, as you can see, we've got a really dirty, kind of rusty wall effect going on. Now, one of the things that is annoying about the AK stuff is, because it is acrylic based, it does take a while to dry, and it also gets everywhere. So it's a good idea to have some tissue just lying around just to wipe your hands off with afterwards, or even some baby wipes or something, that would be better. But anyway, we're going to take a look at this when it's dry, guys. Okie dokie guys, so now that it has finished drying, it looks like this. As you can see, the rust effect goes more of a powdery kind of rust, which is pretty cool. Now it's especially worked well on this bit here, where we've got some silver bits coming through, as well as a lot of rust going on. And these bits of rebar poking through are very, very rusty as well. So guys, that essentially is how I do my rust effects, and how I do a quick and easy one. Now there's a lot of people out there that'll probably be like, oh my god, that's not how you do rust effects, you do it like this and it gets better. Enough of that. This is how I do rust effects. Haha! So this is how I just do quick ones on buildings and stuff. If I was doing it on a vehicle, I would perhaps go a little bit more in depth into it. But that is how I do it, guys. So if you like this video, give it a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And don't forget to check out the Facebook group and the Tumblr account as well. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys again. Goodbye.